Do you know your own values? Because that is super important when you are looking for a job. In Denmark, I don't even want to say in Denmark, I want to say in general. If you know your own personal values and know yourself well, it is much, much easier to find a job that suits you. Because when you have those values down, when you have um, that when you know yourself that well, it's going to be way easier to figure out what companies suit your profile. What kind of jobs is it that you would like to have? What is it that you are, what is it that you're looking for? And where do you connect well with a company? Um, Before I jump a little bit further into this, I want to say that this is day 3 of my 30-day live challenge. So if you are looking for a challenge, jump in with me and do something for 30 days. I do have a job seeker challenge that I would love to send you the email for. If you're interested, just let me know in the comments. Um, yeah. So the core values and the reason they're so important is that, like I said, when you know yourself really well, it is way, way easier to also know what kind of jobs you're looking for, to fairly fast know, does this company seem to match the values? Does this team seem to match my values? Does this manager seem to match my values? It's a great starting point for asking really good questions. It's a great starting point for evaluating things in general. Am I in the right spot? And maybe even your values don't match the country you're in. It is like if you have really strong values on something that is totally different from the country you've decided to live in, then maybe that's worth a thought as well. So really, this whole thing about, oh, I'm so sorry with my voice. So maybe this whole thing about sitting down, figuring out what are your values really could be a really, really good start. I'll leave some information in the description when I finished with this live, where you can kind of get a bit of an idea. You can always try, if you Google quiz values, blah, 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 you will be able to figure out what are your values. You can take some quizzes. I'm not sure they're super good. I have a free version of a way to do it, really simple. Take a lot of different values and look at them side by side and say, what's more important to me? Is it this or is it this? And when you're going to go through all of these, then you'll kind of have an idea of what it is. And I have to say, it took me a long time to figure out. For some people, it's super obvious what their values are, but that's not everyone. So it's okay if you don't know what they are, but I promise you, if you figure it out, it's going to be way, way easier for you to actually get in and find those jobs, find those workplaces, those companies that work way better for you. Another thing that I can do to help you in this aspect, of course, is to do a talent test. Here you get part of like what's your top talent, your non-talents, but you also get what's your inner motivations, how do other motivate you, and this combined with some value work could be really, really interesting to look at. Reach out if you think that would be valuable to you, as well, and we can definitely figure that out. I would love to know in the comments for this video, what are your values? If you know them, what are they? Um, I have a value of creativity. I have one of uh, influencing. That sounds negative, but basically what that means for me is helping people in a direction they're looking for, helping people to reach their goals. So my values are um, also based on that there is such a huge part of who I am. And for some people, they're very, very personal, right? And you don't necessarily want to share them, and that's okay. For other people, it's just you can just see it from their expression. I love wearing colors. I love like speaking. I love educating. I love facilitating. So it probably doesn't come as a shock for anyone that I value creativity and I value influence or helping people along the way. So, but what it meant for me to learn this was that it was so much easier to find interesting positions and also where I could kind of see the match, right? And even for myself, getting the talent test helped me even more with that and being okay with the person I am, where I spend a lot of time feeling like there was something wrong, that there was something wrong with me and the person I am. And getting the talent test, because I had an idea, my top talent is idea generation. And this is so funny. I have a tattoo on my arm with that says Everyday Utopia, and it has light bulbs and colors. And the idea with this is kind of like that. Everyday Utopia for me is generating ideas to like help people map out where they want to go, like create those ideas, but also target them. And getting that I got 9 years ago. And then last year I got the talent test and getting that like, oh wow, okay, so my one of my top talents and my value is about creating. It's something that's like creative. It is um yeah, idea generation, right? And the funny thing about it for me is that it just kind of gave me this thing that was like, wow, okay, now someone has explained to me that maybe the way that my brain works and the way that I work and having all of these different thoughts and ideas all the time, maybe it's not that there's something wrong with me. Maybe it's the fact that I've been in the wrong situations or been in the wrong um, workplaces or been in the wrong jobs that hasn't matched that and that hasn't kind of given out. Like, I hope this makes sense because working within your values and your talents is so freaking important. And it can be such a huge help for a lot of people when they realize this. And I really want to help people. What I really want to help you do, if that's you, is get from that, I need a job yesterday. Like I am so stressed out because I need a job to help move you towards the I don't want just any job. I want to find the job that's the right job for me because I know when we can shift that mindset, that means that you also most of the time will get a job faster because you're much more motivated. It's much easier to find those really interesting areas of work for you. You can write so much better material because you're really motivated about it. You can really write those things with your heart and when you learn to actually do your material right, then it becomes so much easier when you just know your values and your talents. So if you want to share in the comments, remember to subscribe. You're gonna get 27 more of these live videos where I'm rambling about anything job search. So also feel free to let me know if there's anything that you would like me, sorry, to talk about. I know today's video was a bit short and a bit weird. But again, if you feel like it makes sense and there's something that you want me to talk about in any of these, then go ahead, let me know. Find me on LinkedIn, find me anywhere, basically. Have an amazing, amazing day.